welcome back to the second map of Spell against HoT. I'm still a little bit baffled because of the end of the first map, but anyways, we are going to go into the second map, which is Terina Stand right now. Spell being down 1-0 after a very anticlimactic end on Secret Valley. He spawns in the top left spawn position. Again, he's going for Altar, Barracks, and the farm first, so we're probably gonna see an AM as his first hero choice once again. And HoT, like on map 1, going for a Tavern hero build, Ancient of War in Moonwell first. And I guess the Dark Ranger might be the favorite choice by him here. I mean, it worked pretty nicely on Secret Valley, and as I stated, I feel like Terina Stand is definitely a way better map for Dark Ranger against human than Secret Valley is. So I guess there's no reason to switch that up from HoT's point of view. And Spell, well, we've seen him go for this Rifler caster style now, I think 3 times out of 4. But the only time he didn't do it was on Terina Stand on Play Day 1 against Sunshine. So we're gonna see what the plan is for Spell. So AM first for him, obviously, like it's almost not necessary to mention that, as this is still late 2006, I think it's still November of 2006 even. So first Footman out, Scout Tower is coming, other than that nothing spectacular. And we're gonna see apparently some creeping first at the top of Spell's main base. Pulling only 3 militia. Wisp, again not detonated here. This Wisp just going to make sure that the Merc camp isn't going to be crept early on, but that's not the case. AM is going straight for the Goblin Laboratory, so going for the standard approach here. And as expected, HoT isn't changing his playstyle. I mean, why would he, after the way map 1 went? Scout farms being produced more or less all over the place here by Spell. Still continues producing peasants for now. AM reaching level 2 already after only creeping this one, finds the claws in level 2, of course, because he got the XP for the Wisp as well. Dark Ranger, as mentioned, is gonna have a lot of an easier time gathering skeletons on this map. Like, he can get 3 here, then he's gonna have already like 5 out, because he's not going to keep all of them alive. Probably gonna have 5 more here, 3 here. Down here there's also a lot of skeletons to gain, so yeah, pretty easy map to creep with a Dark Ranger first. Peasant is going to even provide another skeleton, and the Wisp here might suggest that there's going to be a fast expansion by the Nightlife player. Spell right now pulling the militia, building a 4th farm already, and this time we're not going to see a Rifleman caster player apparently. Wisp sees the human army heading down on the map, and he's abandoning this creep camp as a reaction to that apparently, and he might go straight for the main base. There's 1 arcane tower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lumber peasants there. Spell is going straight for his expansion, no mercenaries whatsoever, so he wants to creep this as quickly as possible, maybe afterwards get back to his main to defend that with his army and the militia that are available there, because without his army he's gonna run into trouble there. First militia is about to not fall actually. Pretty decent micro so far by Spell in his own main base. In the meantime, he finished creeping the expansion, maybe town portal. But then again, he's only gonna lose maybe a couple of militia. The tower was the target for a little while, but now HoT switches away from that again. I feel like he's gonna have to pull back maybe a little bit once the militia, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Once the militia get a good angle around the Dark Ranger and the archers. The archers are pulling back, but the Dark Ranger might be forced to town port. But then again, there's a staff of teleportation as well. But I feel like she might have taken too much damage already, and the base is actually walled off here, even though it doesn't look like that. And therefore, HoT cannot escape into the back of Spell space here, away from the AM and the Footman for at least a little while longer. Town portal was forced, a bit of XP gained. I feel like got the kill on maybe like 4 or 5 peasants. But more importantly, he wasted a lot of, you know, mining time of his opponent, and therefore the expansion is still not in production. The Dark Ranger is here, and she's gonna see the peasants, but at the moment, with only the Dark Ranger, he's not gonna be able to do too much. One archer going down. Okay, the creeps from the expansion want to take part in this game as well. Maybe he should use the staff to get back to the Moonwells. Panda second this time for HoT. Hunter's Hall finished as well. No tier 2 buildings yet. The Panda, well, he shouldn't go in with the Panda alone. I feel like he should regroup just for once. Like, he's got a couple of archers down here, one low HP archer running around the top. And actually Spell is at least baiting the Breath of Fires, or at least the first one, into the Footman, but then again, never mind that. The second one and the third one is definitely gonna go into the peasants here. Very nice usage of the Staff of Teleportation, passing that from the Dark Ranger to the Panda, staffing forward to the archers. A very nice move by HoT here, cancelling the tower, and the next Breath of Fire is still going to hit, I think, 3 or 4 peasants and a couple of footmen. So very nice harassment so far by HoT. Dark Ranger is gonna come in as well. The low HP peasants are being pulled back. Is the Dark Ranger gonna get into a good position? Yeah, she is. So she's gonna get the kill on 2 more peasants. But after that, she might fall here. Actually, only getting the kill on 1 peasant. The expansion is being cancelled though. Dark Ranger is gonna fall probably to this hit. No, she survives with 5 HP. Another hit is going to seal the deal on this Dark Ranger though. At the same time, the expansion has been cancelled, so a lot of time won by HoT. In the meantime, getting 2 Ancients of Lore, getting, or just starting the tier 3 tag. In the meantime, Spell, you know, has to bring new militia over and over again, so his tag will be very, very late. And the laws are up already, so even though this Dark Ranger went down, tough call. Yeah, still level 2, so that's not gonna take too long, and there's not too much damage Spell can do at the moment. And look at how late his expansion is gonna be. So I'd still say it's not looking too bad for HoT here. Or well, to phrase that differently, I'd say if one player is at an advantage, it is HoT. Just gonna have to make sure this Panda doesn't fall, but there's plenty of Moonshoes, so that's not gonna happen. And the first Riots are out right now, so... Oh, what's he doing? Wow, okay. I did, of course, not include that into my evaluation of the game right now. So huge blunder by HoT, turning around there with the Panda when he was already close to the Moonwells. So yeah, both heroes down for now. First Riots are out nevertheless, so with the Dark Ranger, he should be able to repel this. 1 Moonwell going down. Let's see how much more Spell is going to be able to achieve here. The Archer, is he using the Moonshoes in time? He is. Not losing that one. First Skeleton now for HoT. Second one is going to follow soon. Maybe 1 more hit required by the Dark Ranger, which is occurring right now. And now the snowball effect should start going. The Dryad, yeah, slowed by her own poison and therefore going down. So yeah, defense, of course, a powerful, yeah, powerful skill here by Spell. I was about to say a powerful spell by Spell, but it's not really a spell. So, anyways, Panda staffing forward, so he wants to get aggressive as quickly as possible again. But there is the Arcane Tower, so he might get 1 Breath of Fire out if he's lucky. But other than that, okay, he's turning around immediately. He's not even trying. Just gonna go for the, not gonna go for the kill on this Footman. Okay, a few, you know, small to big mistakes by HoT right now. The big one, of course, losing his Panda. So the expansion is going to be kinda secured, at least until HoT has tagged up to Bears, but that's already happening. He is tier 3, a depth upgrade coming, tier 2 tag halfway done. And for now it looks like HoT is just gonna fall back, at least until the Bears are ready, the Master Bears, because as mentioned, like against those towers with only Dryads and a couple of archers, it's not too easy to really achieve anything. Level 4 for the AM now. He's got some nice damage output already. Level 4 for him. As mentioned, Panda, what does he find here? Zombie Mask, great item. Other than that, might just go for a very quick-ish counter expansion. I mean, it's not super early, but given how late Spell's expansion was, it would still be, you know, not too late after Spell starts getting his expansion. Running Breath of Fire coming in. First Footman has gone down already. Second Footman is gonna fall as well. Of course, the defense is doing a great job against the Dryads, but the Skeletons are doing decent damage, as well as the Dark Ranger with a level 2 Dark Arrow. And the Panda, Breath of Fire, going into the Peasants and a couple of buildings here. Towers have to be cancelled. Another Peasant is gonna fall. And actually he's getting aggressive rather early here. As mentioned, Tree of Life coming for HoT. One of the Dryads is falling in. That's what I meant, like he's not going to be able to achieve anything here, or too much here, even though he got a couple of Footmen killed, but that's alright for Spell. Like, these are just units to get him to to tier 2, and that's where he's at the moment. He's got plenty of resources, but it seems like he's too busy at the moment microing against the Dryads, but he's not gonna achieve too much more here. Actually, there's no staff yet, so Panda's gonna have to be careful at least a little bit, but then again, there is no there are no boots on the AM. Level 3 for the Panda, thanks to the kill on the Waterman. In the meantime, double Arcane Sanctum coming, as well as the Mountain King second. Panda safely getting away here, and HoT actually losing more and more Dryads than expected, thanks to his aggression here. But then again, he got a lot of kills as well, so still fairly even trading. Shop coming for him just now, so yeah, that's kinda late. Dryad here doesn't really have any moon shoes to use anymore, so she might fall as well, while just using the last drip basically that was in the Moonwell in order to survive. Dark Ranger looks like finished off another unit here. Level 4 for her now as well. And the AM is gonna have to get going. He got the Boots of Speed in the meantime, so that's still not gonna be enough. Probably is there another slow, and he's actually getting the kill on the AM. And that is of course a huge deal, because right now he's gonna have total map control, which he already had, but at the same time HoT, but at the same time Spell is gonna completely lack the capability of, you know, wasting his opponent's time or doing anything on his own. Like right now, he's got a lone Mountain King, he lost all of his footmen, he starts to produce sorceresses again, Workshop has finished as well already, but okay, one of the towers is gonna come up, but HoT continues being very aggressive here, and at the moment, as there's nothing, I mean, there are a few towers, which are great to hold this expansion if they are, you know, supporting somewhat of an army, but there's nothing except the towers right now, and that might even give HoT the chance to break this expansion right now. So yeah, a couple of riflemen even being produced, just I guess just as a measure to get something on the field right now, but there's only 2 guard towers left and 3 bears on the field already. Mountain King is joining the fight right now together with the 2 riflemen, but you know, of course, once there are bears on the field and a level 3 Panda, riflemen aren't really the greatest choice anymore, so one of the guardhouses is gonna fall. There's no town portal, no staff of preservation, but there is at least a staff of teleportation. Mass militia called here, another rifleman joining the army, first 2 priests joining the army. Panda could use his staff right now if he wanted to, or just outrun this. Bears are still in a decent position, and again a very early GG by HoT, by Spell, granting HoT the 2-0 victory. So Spell, the motivation is apparently not really there for Spell, so 2-0 for HoT. I mean, again, in this game, I guess even more, a lot more so than on map 1. It was looking very good for HoT. He killed all of the towers but one on the at the expansion. He's got his expansion running already. He's got the huge level advantage with 4-3 against 4-1. He had his bears in place. He had more or less everything he needed. And, you know, the chances of Spell pulling it off with a tier 2 push, you know, with a tier 2 timing after the expansion, just were not really there anymore. But still, it's not really what you expect to see, especially since in the Extreme Masters, like in the EPS for example back then, there was a little bit of prize money, like 100 euros or so, for every single victory in a best of 3, so you could at least go for that. But apparently Spell didn't, you know, this is towards the end of Spell's career, so he might not feel too motivated anymore against an opponent who seemed quite superior, especially on map 2. Of course, 2 basic points brought HoT in a, you know, brought a huge advantage out for HoT, which was A, that he did so much damage early on to the expansion and delayed it by so much. And then even though he lost his Panda and lost quite a few Dryads, he still was at an advantage after killing the AM, because basically there was nothing left for Spell except like 5 towers at his expansion. And that was just not enough for him. And therefore HoT takes the victory here. I guess I've been rambling on for a bit too long. So that's it for this best of 3. There's gonna be one more in Group B, which is going to be Kriolofus against Sunshine. So 2 of the victors of round 1 or of Playday 1 battling it out in a Night Elf Mirror. And I want to hear some expectations for that, some predictions for that, as well as your thoughts about this best of 3, maybe about Spell's attitude. And I'll see you soon. Bye.